and welcome. You are listening to At Home with Ifeno. Here, we'll talk about helping women know and understand their worth, find fulfillment in who they are, and in what they do. Every other week, we'll talk about your identity as a woman, discovering your unique purpose, intentionally raising the next generation, and your influence in homemaking. I am your host, Ifoma Neka Omoni. Hello. Welcome to another inspiring session on At Home with Ifeno. Today is an awesome day for me. You know why? I don't even know how to describe the people I have people, not just one guest. I have 3 wonderful guests on the show today. They are amazing women. And there's one unique thing about them. They are very wise. Remember three wise men, even though we've been corrected that they were not 3 wise men, in the Christmas story. But I have 3 wise women with me today. Unapologetic women that are running things from their homes. I would like us to welcome the wise homemakers to At Home with Ifeno. You're welcome. I'm so glad to have you all today. I have Buki, Doi, and Zainab. You're all welcome to At Home with Ifeno. So how are you today?
I'm very well, thank you. Thank you for having all of us.
So I would like to give each and every one of you, I'll call you up individually. I would like you to introduce yourself to our listeners. And I would like you to tell them what you want them to always remember when they hear your name. So I'll start with Bukola Olayinka. Who is Bukola Olayinka? What do you want our listeners to always remember about you?
Okay, good morning, everybody. It's a privilege to be here this morning. Bukola Olayinka is a wife and mother of 3 awesome kids. Currently, a worship leader in a local church, my local church, and trying to push out some of the things that God has laid in my heart and to be a blessing to everyone that comes across it. So I have some songs that I'm trying to put out there just to bless people's lives. Yeah. So
wow.
That's me for now.
So we have a musician in the house, a mommy that is a musician and blesses us with songs. Thank you. And then I'll move over to Oladoyin Shoumi. Who is Doyin Shoumi? Anytime people hear your name, what do you want them to remember about you?
Good morning, listeners, and I'm happy to be here. Thank you, Ifeno, for inviting us. Okay, I am Oladoyin Shoumi. I'm a mother to 2 beautiful children, a boy and a girl. Yeah, I am a fashion designer and I am a baker. So that's me. Thank you.
Wow. These are amazing women. So they are not just sitting at home as some people will always think. Okay, we are in for something interesting today. And the last but not the least, Zainab. Who is Zainab Akpan? I like her name. She's a true Nigerian.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for having us here. My name is Zainab Akpan. I am a lawyer turned baker. I've got 3 daughters, and that's about it. I bake a lot.
I've eaten her cake, so I can testify. So you are all welcome to At Home with Ifeno. And like I said, today is an amazing day for me. You know why? These 3 women are my colleagues. Why? Because I'm also a proud homemaker too. And they have come to encourage me and many of us over there that are listening today. So get your tea, your coffee. If you are driving, please use your hands-free as you listen to us. If you are doing that laundry or shopping, whatever you might be doing, lend us your listening ears. Today's show promises to be rewarding and worth your time. So thank you all for your introduction. Knowing fully well that the home of the work of the homemaker could be very tiring, exhausting. We don't want to mince word around that because that's the truth. What do you do, Buki, to relax? How do you calm down? How do you ease off the tension? Because we can't run away from the fact that it's a lot of work from home. So how do you relax, Buki?
Chilling for me is listening to music, sometimes watching a good movie, other times just sleeping. So, I'm just making sure that, you're in the headspace that allows you to ease off all tension and just, focus on yourself. I mean, when you focus on yourself, many times you find out that it relaxes you. So that's it for me.
So Buki listens to music beyond the ones she sings and writes. She watches movies and sometimes sleep. I like that sleep part too, because when you don't have a good sleep, your house will know that something is wrong. Okay, thank you for your relaxing tips. Doyin, how do you relax? Or are you always on the move?
Honestly, when you asked Sister Buki that question, I was trying to answer the question in my head. Do I really relax? Sometimes when people call me, especially my mom calls me in the afternoon and finds out that I'm sleeping, she asks what's up, what's wrong with you? Because I rarely sleep. It's only necessary for me to sleep. It's not. I don't see sleep as something that I don't know. I usually have things to do. So one of the ways I relax, like yesterday, like I said, I'm a baker. I'm trying to prepare for a cake that I'm delivering next week. It's a fondant cake, and I have some toppers I have to cut out. So I cut in the toppers. There's no pressure now. It's still like in 10 days. So I just switch on, just turn to YouTube, and I was just watching a film, and that's where I found it very relaxing. So I wouldn't say that there's a particular thing that I carve out, like, okay, now I want to watch a film. Even while I'm watching a film, I'm making my hair. You understand? While I'm watching a film, I'm probably doing my nails. Do you understand? So I wouldn't say that I just shut up, as in cut out from a lot of things and just deliberately. I don't see myself as somebody that deliberately relaxes. When I'm relaxing, I'm also doing something that doesn't, maybe I'm not, it's not time bound. You understand? I'm not under pressure. You understand? But I'm actually doing something while I am just trying to relax. Okay. So that's how I relax in a way.
So Doyin would intentionally do some more relaxing. And Zainab, what do you do to relax?
I learned how to relax intentionally, to be honest. So what I do normally, I like teas. So I take a lot of fruit and herbal teas while I read a book. I like to read. I don't read motivational books, but I read I like a lot of murder mystery books. I like a lot of thrillers. So I read novels, and like our sisters have said, sometimes I actually like Sister Doyin, I could relate to Sister Doyin, because when I have a lot of work to do for cakes and all, I actually just have an iPad somewhere and I'm watching stuff while I work. So when I do that, I find that I don't feel too stressed over what I'm doing, because while I'm focusing on the cake, I'm still distracted a little bit by something that's taking up my interest in it. So for relaxing, mostly for me, primarily what I do is read a good book, have a cup of tea. Yeah.
Okay, so our homemakers look for ways to relax. So it's one tip that I believe every woman, be you in your shop or wherever, you need to take out time to rest, because when you are exhausted, when you are fagged out, you don't really get the best out of you. So relaxing is very, very key. Now, down to today's topic. Our topic for today is influencing the world from home. Influencing the world from home. And this topic was coined out of an old quote which came from a poem. And the quote says, "The hand that rocks the cradle rules the world." So, like I said, we have 3 awesome homemakers. They are influencing their world from home. And I'll start with Zainab. Zainab, what do you see influence as from the home front? What really is influence as a homemaker?
For me, influence as a homemaker is the things we do in our home, and also the things that our children and our spouses see us do. So, for example, with my children now, they say that this generation, like for their generation, they have to influence their world positively. So what do I do with my children? I talk to them daily, tell them, always be the light wherever you find yourself. Always be the one that stands up for truth. Always be the one that is positive. You don't need to fall for peer pressure. Basically, almost making it a mantra in their lives to speak positively to them. And then I also make sure that the things I say to them, they see it in me as best as I can. So when I'm outside, am I kind? Am I respectful? Do I respect other people's religion, regardless of what it may be? Am I accepting of certain things? What are the things that are unacceptable? And how do I relay my displeasure of certain things? You understand the way we speak to them? Because these when we go out into the road, when we step out of our homes, we are out of our comfort zone. So we don't know what we're going to meet or see outside. So when we're outside, how do we relate with people? How do we even compose ourselves outside? If you have these things inbred in you, like, okay, I will stand for positivity, I am respectful, I don't disrespect anybody's religion, thoughts, or beliefs, and all those kind of things. And one child at a time, one human being at a time, we can be positive people. We can basically just spread that positivity around. Yeah.
Thank you. So from what you've said, I'm hearing that influence actually flows from us, the parents, us as a mother or whoever, to the child. So you can't give what you don't have, because you
Absolutely.
said they watch you, even your spouse also watches you, and unconsciously they pick the things they have watched you over time speak or do. So influence comes from us. Very, very interesting. Thank you for your response. So I'll go over to Buki. From your bio, Buki, I see that you worked in the bank for over a decade. Wow. What really informed your decision to shift to being a stay-at-home mom for now? What really made you have a change of mind, or was there anything that informed that decision?
Well, I wouldn't say particularly, but I think that, at some point you begin to think about what you really want to do with your life. And do you want to just stay in a box and not be everything that God wants you to be? And there are certain environments you find yourself in that restricts you. So, when you have the ability to be out of those places, then you begin to explore other things that you can be and you can do. So for me, I think it was more out of a need to be more than where I was. You just have a feeling of dissatisfaction at some point, and things just begin to become monotonous, that you want a change, you want more out of your life, especially as you grow older. So, well, basically that's bottom line for me.
So Wise Buki is telling us today that her switch from working in the bank to being at home was because she wanted more from her life, or she believed that her life was more than just that 9 to 5. And from what she's saying, I'm sure there are some listeners that are wondering, am I making the right move as I want to step out of that job? Maybe a woman that has seen that my children are not giving that attention, even though there is a maid at home or a nanny, and she comes back and she just sees that the life she's seeing her family come out with can be better than what she's seeing. I believe what Buki has said would encourage you that you should take that bold step. Like I said, she was in the bank for over a decade, and she decided that no, there is more to my life beyond this 9 to 5. I'm not saying quit your 9 to 5 just like that, but when you look at your life, and she mentioned something about looking at your journey, and you are getting older, you're not getting younger, so your decisions will determine your destiny. That is what I see from Buki's contribution. Thank you for sharing with us. And then now to Wise Doing. What are the necessary ingredients needed to build better homes, seeing that the decadence of morals and values in our society, they are eroding? I can go on and on to start naming what we are experiencing today. Today, we are living in fear. We are not sure what will happen. A lot of kidnapping, thefts, so many things are going wrong. What do you think the role of homes will do to change this narrative in the society?
All right, so I would say that the bulk still lies on the table of parents. Yeah, because there are a lot of things that we see these days that were not as much in our own time, and start to ask ourselves what changed. I think it's our priorities that has changed as parents. A lot of people now want to do things as in we're on the fast lane. Even the parents, we want this period of glitz and glamour, Instagram life, and all of those things. A lot of us have shifted our responsibilities. And when we see again, because of the economy, the things that are happening in the economy, we feel that, okay, if we do more, we can get more, we can provide more, you understand, we can be more comfortable. So one thing I would advocate is contentment. There are two things. Contentment is one. As if you are contented with what you have now, then you are able to manage your resources and get the best of your get the best of children. I mean, get the best in your children as much as you want. Like, you can focus more, you can be contented whatever it is you are doing now, knowing fully well that, okay, I might not have it much now, but if I can give quality time to my children, my family, then they will turn out to be better people. And again, if you want to, like Steffi was saying, that she's not asking you to drop your 9 to 5. Yeah, you might not have to drop your 9 to 5, but they're going to have to give in more. Do you understand? You don't want to drop your 9 to 5, you want to continue as a banker, that's also good. You also want to support the family, and you also want your children to turn out good. Then you have to be able to want to do more. Do you understand? You will not just come home and drop your bags. You have to still come home at 5 p.m., check your children's homework, check this, check that, and all of that. Do you understand? You'll be stretching yourself, but that's a choice you have to make. So I say again, that life, it's about choices in life. It's just about you have to make a choice. It's either you want to be on this lane and be contented with it, or you want to be on that lane and stretch yourself. Whichever the case, you have to make a choice. And whatever choice you make, you have to stick to it and get the result. One choice would stretch you, you will get the result. The other choice might not stress you as much, but you deprive yourself of some things and you will get the result. So life is about choices. I want us to think through our choices, and I hope that if you can think through our choices and stick to the choices, we'll get better results at our parenting styles.
Wow. As Doyin was speaking, I was smiling to myself. Why? Because in the bio of Zainab wrote something about choices. She said, she believes that we all live or we are defined by our choices. So one would think Doyin eavesdropped or looked at her bio. So that's why I was just smiling. She said she believes that we all live by our choices, and that is one statement that she also lives by. So for you, Zainab, with talking about influencing the world from our homes, in summary, so far, we are all saying that we have to make a choice, even concerning our homes. If we want a better world, if we want a better society, we have to make choices that will start from home. Can you share any of your positive experiences that you have experienced at being at home, that if you were not intentionally at home with what you are doing with your family today, you won't have experienced such? Is there anything you would like to share with our listeners about, what are the positive sides to this choice you made about deliberately being at home?
So I personally have no regrets with staying at home. I made the choice because first of all, my children, when they were born, they were full term, but they were small in size. So I wasn't comfortable going back to work after my first daughter, so I decided to stay home. But when it comes to the choices, I believe that some of the lessons that my children, I have all girls, so some of the lessons that my daughters have in them right now, if I was distracted, because another thing that I'm working on myself is I really don't know how to handle too many things at the same time. So when it comes to multitasking, yes, there are great people, but I can't multitask more than 3 things at the same time. So with my daughters now, because of the kind of person I am, when I was in the workspace, I would give 150%. My whole attention would be there. I wouldn't be able to not focus. I wouldn't be able to not give my all. And then by the time I would get home, I would be exhausted. So with my daughters now, my oldest daughter is going to be 14 this year, and she's a teenager. Obviously, changes are happening and all that. One thing I am grateful for is that I can have a sit down with her and tell her, look, these are the things that at your age you would be experiencing. However, you do not have to confine you don't have to bend to the will of certain things and certain people. I talk to my daughters every day, as often as I can. So while my daughter is a teenager, she was going through one identity crisis thing at some point with her clothes and all that. So I would sit with her and say to her, this is the home you're from. This is how we dress up. You do not have to copy anybody outside. You do not have to be like anyone outside. You know the home you come from. Decency isn't a bad thing. You can be covered up and still look very, very, very good. So that's the lesson that I'm teaching her. And I find that on her own, even when she's picking outfits, because she believes I'm out of style, so I cannot pick her clothes for her. But when she's picking clothes or she's shopping or something, I see that she's gravitating towards the things that are really good for her age, really fit her body, but they're also decent. We don't cause stares all over the place, and she's not uncomfortable in them. So I believe that if I wasn't at home watching and seeing, oh, she's reacting this way, just even the tiny things our children do. She could be flippant to her sisters at some point, and I'd be like, no, you need to stop doing that. Your sister needs your help. Come back and do this. You understand? If I was in the workspace, I know for a fact that I would miss all these things. I'd just be dropping them off at school, then picking them up after work in the evening, and then all the time in between, I wouldn't have been able to. But this is me personally, because there are wonderful women who have 9-to-5s and they are fantastic moms. I know a few as well. But knowing the kind of person I am, I wouldn't have been able to juggle both. So for me, the positive thing about staying at home is to talk to my children. I'm able to advise them. I'm able to speak to them. I'm able to share with them too. We share lessons from each other, my children and I. So that's something that I am grateful for that I'm able to do.
Okay. So, based on what wise Zainab just said, she said something that talked about identity and your worth. So, Wise Bookie, from your experience as wise homemakers, which is a group 3 of you belong to, and one of your core value has to do with worth, what will you have to say about your worth as a woman, as a wife, and as a mother? Because some of our listeners are not yet married. So what is the role of an individual's significance, or how they see themselves, their worth? How has that helped you, and how would that help anybody listening?
Okay, thank you. First of all, I would say that, all of those titles, wife, mother, all of that, you can have a low self-esteem, and you don't see yourself as worth anything. And even if you hold those titles, they still wouldn't mean anything, So the first thing every individual, regardless of your current status, is to know that you are worth a lot. I don't know how to put it, but you matter and you are important. I mean, and it is when you discover yourself as an individual that you can pass on that which you have to whatever status you carry, be it in marriage, be it to your children, and all of it. So as an individual, you need to know that you are unique, you are special, and you are, God took his time to create you and to put you upon this earth for a specific purpose. So regardless of whether you are married, you have children, you are working, all of those are additional things that stem up to, whatever God wants you to do. But as an individual, you must identify yourself with God, knowing that you are special, you are unique, you carry in you greatness and everything that you need to fulfill your purpose on earth. If you are not whole as an individual, you cannot be whole as a married woman, because you take in those brokenness and you pass it on to your husband. The same for your children. You will never be able to, fully give to them the greatness that you carry and the things that God will have you pass through them. So it is important that, first of all, as an individual, regardless of what you have, who you are, that you know that you are unique, you are special, and God specially crafted you, made you the way you are, the height you are, the complexion you are, and made you who you are because he has something in mind for you to do. So yeah.
Wow. So for us to influence our world from home, we must appreciate who God has created us to be, whether you are married or you are a mother or not. Just first of all, identify and discover who you really are. This is really very key, because I see that many of the issues we have, even as wives or as mothers, stems from this identity crisis issue. Thank you, my amazing homemakers. So I'll go to Doyin now. What is one word of wisdom you will say to that woman, to that person that is looking down on what she's doing or what that person is doing from wherever they are? Whether you are running a 9-to-5 job but you are still not feeling fulfilled, what will you tell our listeners to always remember about influencing our world from wherever they are, be they at home or their workspace or their business? What will you say? Wise Doyin?
Okay, so I would want to tell our listeners that life is all about choices. That's one word that I've been wrapping my head around since morning. Life is about choices. You cannot eat your cake and have it. The truth is, if you don't make a choice, life will make a choice for you. And you either take life choice or you reject it. So either of it, you have also made a choice. So why not intentionally and deliberately make a choice for yourself and live through that choice? So the choice is everybody's own. I have made my choice and I am living through some of the decisions I have made. So I've discovered that if me not making that choice consciously, things just get thrown at me. And I just discovered that it would have been better for me to think through the choice and make it and own it and walk through that choice that I have made. So I wouldn't say that, okay, toe this line that I have told, or toe or don't toe this line, because in every of the choice we make, there are also obstacles, there are challenges through it. So whichever one works for you, seek knowledge. Do you understand? Seek knowledge, make your choice, and walk through the choice you have made. If you want to see a better society, if you want to see better children, you want to enjoy a better environment, you want peace on the long run in raising your children, I think it's important that we think through our choices. Okay, what are the things that I need to do to make this thing happen for me, that is convenient for me to do, and live through the choice, enjoy the result. So I'm going to tell our listeners, the ball is in your court. Make up your mind, make a choice, make an informed decision, and live by that decision. Seek for knowledge, seek for counsel on how to go about that journey. Don't look at somebody else's life and the pattern, the way they live their life. It might just not work for you. So look out for what works for you. Stay true to it, be committed to it, and by God's grace, we'll get to our destination.
Wow. Choices and enjoy your season. So, Zainab, what will be your parting words to our listeners today, particularly in simplifying their lives, which is one of your core values as a group too, simplicity. So what will you say to that person that is confused in our world of so much going on social media, that woman that is like, I need to meet up, I need to upgrade? What will you tell our listeners as we wrap up our discussion for today?
I would say don't compare yourself to anybody. Be who you are, be true to who you are. An example is like Sister Doreen and I are bakers, and there's so many bakers in this environment that we are in. But the thing is, different people come to either her or me for different reasons, and we offer a specific service to them. So find out what it is that is your niche, and then move with it. Don't compare your growth to the growth of someone who has been there for so long, right? You could start something. It could start I believe in starting small. God will always bless the days of our humble beginnings. I believe in starting small. So start small, test the waters, see how things go. But the main thing, don't compare yourself to anybody. You can say, oh, we started at the same time, but this person is excelling more. No, once you start to do that, you start to break your own self and intentionally, purposefully take out time to chill. It is so important for your health, for our health, for our mental state as well. If the dishes are piled up and you are tired, they will be there tomorrow morning. Wash them in the morning. Yes. Just don't work yourself to the point where your body is even begging you to stop and you don't stop. Be intentional about your rest time, be intentional about your chill time, and don't compare yourself to any other person. That's the thing. Thank you.
Thank you for being on At Home with Ifeno. Very, very, straight to the point and very informative. I remember choices. I remember being yourself. I remember know your worth, know who you are, because you cannot give your spouse, you cannot give your children, you cannot influence the world out of who you are and what you are. Thanks for joining us this week on At Home with Ifeno. Check us out on Instagram at Ifeno17. As always, subscribe to the show to catch every new episode and leave us a review so we can continue to bring you fresh content. See you next in 2 weeks' time.